And then I'm like, let me tour the building a little bit. So I'm walking around, and I just see, like, locker room. And I go, like, is it open? And it was, and the team was inside of it. So, like, I cracked the door open, and I go, oh, there's people in here. And I sprint outside, and one of the coaches was following me out, but, like, he stopped.
So hello everyone and welcome back. This is the Echols Unlimited Podcast. I'm your host, Terrence Echols, and today I have the special privilege of talking to one of my very good friends, Zach Kelley, the head manager of the Marist men's basketball team.
You're going to give me head manager?
Isn't that what you are?
Yeah, but nobody's ever called me that before.
Hey man, you're the head manager of my book. You get it done.
I'll take it. Hi, I'm the head manager of Marist men's basketball.
Love it. All right, Zach. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Okay.
Here in break.
Here.
Yeah, stuck here on the campus, the beautiful campus of Marist College.
Yeah, it's snowing right now. It's a great setting for those watching on video.
Right. Absolutely. Try a new setup, new setting. Please let me know what you think, everyone. And so let's get into it, okay. Zach. So you've been the manager since your freshman year.
Yes, sir.
You're junior now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your past experience with athletics and like what sort of made you want to get into this and made you want to do this.
Okay, so I had been playing basketball since like first grade. I think that's when we were able to start in my town. And what I really enjoyed about that experience was that all the teams were named after NBA teams. So, I got drafted by the Bulls, big fan of that. Loved rocking my Bulls shirt, and then I got traded to the Pistons by fourth grade.
Okay.
Little rivalry there, Bulls Pistons. But then I kept working my way up, and by junior high, we call it junior high, not middle school where I'm from. So junior high, I tried out for basketball there.
Massachusetts.
Hey man. My girlfriend makes fun of me for that too. It was junior high. It was just 7th and 8th grade, man. I don't know why they did it. But tried out for, actually before that, I tried out for like AAU, like 5th or 6th grade. Didn't make it. Tried out for like a travel team. I think I made it by 6th grade. But like travel was just like you would play like still like same teams in the district. It was like nothing major. 7th grade, tried out for the junior high team.
Okay.
Didn't make it. Wasn't even close. 8th grade. Ooh, the lights just went out.
It does that. You just gotta wave your hand.
Gotta motion that.
Yeah.
8th grade, I like to think that I was the last cut.
Yes.
I do like to think that.
Yes.
I was considered like a big back then. I was like 5'10" in 8th grade.
You're pretty. There. I mean, you're pretty tall. You're what, like 6 foot now?
Huh?
You're like 6 foot now?
Dude, I still think I'm 5'10". I don't think I've grown since then. It's kind of sad, but true, man. I feel like I've been 5'10" since like 6th grade.
Oh, well, you're like taller than the average dude. So.
Yeah, that's what made me decent, was that I was like taller, like for my grade, and then everybody caught up to me. And, so 8th grade, I think it was like that we had like a 6'3", 6'4" kid already, but like he wasn't like strong or like good. He was just able to like get up there.
Yep.
And then we had this other kid, Billy Jones. Shout out to him. He's a football player at MIT now.
Smart guy.
Very smart.
Wow.
Man. I think he
Impressive.
was like 2nd or 3rd in the class, to be honest with you.
You guys had class rankings too?
Yeah.
So not only did you have junior high, but you had class rankings. What is this, 1980s? Like.
Honestly, I mean, do you even know the name of my high school?
No, what's the name of your high school?
So I'm from Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It's a regional high school. It's called Tantasqua. Tantasqua.
Oh, I knew it was like some obscure name. Yeah.
Very weird.
Right.
It's like some sort of like Algonquinish tribe, like the Tantisquis, like lived there long ago. I had to do a report on it.
Interesting. Well, at least you're honoring some Native Americans.
Yeah, we had to get rid of that logo and everything, but
right. But like, what were you called, like the Indians or something?
The Warriors. So
Warriors.
Not a terrible name, but we had a very Native American man as our logo for a long time.
I get it. I mean, it's cool if the light goes out. We can still get We still fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, to continue that, so it was like us three, and like I knew I wasn't gonna like beat them out, but like I tried and didn't make it, and then at that point I'd given up. In a sense, it was just like 2 years in a row, and I was just like, all right, if I'm gonna be playing with these guys consistently and I'm not getting it, then like it is what it is.
Yep.
And like I wasn't putting in effort. We might get into that later. I don't know what you have questions for, but like I wasn't a skilled player. I could shoot.
Right.
And that was it.
That was it. Okay. Couldn't really put the ball on the floor.
I got a wingspan, and I can just put the ball up, swish a three, and that's it. I couldn't dribble. My dad tried to hype me up. He used to say like I passed like Larry Bird.
Okay.
And I took it. Like I could thread the needle with some passes.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
But, like that was it. I could shoot, and that was it, man.
Yeah. Okay. Is Larry Bird like I don't even want to say a legend. Like what's more prestigious than being a legend? Like I assume like where you come from in Massachusetts, and just Larry Bird being Larry Bird, like, is he, like, the man above all men?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you. Like, I live, like, an hour and a half from Boston. I don't go there often. Like, I don't, I don't think we have, like, a shrine to Larry Bird, like, where I'm from. I don't think people, like, when they shoot it, they're like, Larry, like,
Yes.
So, like, I don't think there's, like, really, like, I mean, there used to be Tom Brady. I think he would be like the man.
There used to be.
There used to be.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. He was the man up until then. Like, I mean, I don't think kids my age really cherished like Larry Bird because like we're like young, we didn't get to see him play at all.
Right.
Yeah. It was just a random fun fact, but Satch Sanders of the Celtics lives in my town.
Satch Sanders. Is he like a historic player for the Celtics?
He is.
Was he like with Bill Russell and all those guys?
So, yes.
Oh, okay.
You just made me think of that.
No, that's really cool though.
He can be the man.
For sure. I mean, you guys need to uplift him and maybe make like a statue out of him. Maybe change the name of your high school team to the Fighting Sanders.
The Fighting Sanders?
Yeah. No.
Like, you're making me think like Carpenters, but like we'll take it.
Oh, true.
We have a technical high school.
It's a technical high school?
It's a combination. You can pick your path. I came from a very weird place, I feel like.
Yeah.
Coming to Marist made me realize that like my life was just weird.
Yeah, because I think when you think about Marist College, you think about like a bunch of kids who come from like upper middle class, northeast high schools you can just say rich white kids. It's fine. you don't have to like dive into that. It's like rich white kids, man. True. Yeah. There's a lot of kids like that, but it's like everyone sort of had very, very similar upbringings.
Yeah.
And it's like we all went to similar high schools. Yeah. We all like on all this stuff. But that's interesting. Talk a little bit more about like what is different between your high school and your town than regular. Well, not regular.
I don't know what regular
but
is.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
the average Marist student.
The average Marist student. I mean, so you guys had middle school, which was like what, 5th to 8th grade, something like that.
Yep. I had middle school. Yep.
Yeah, we had
Syracuse, New York, Janesville. Do it.
I mean, I feel like that's only the real like main difference. Like, I can't really think of like. I mean, like I came from like a farm area. Like, I mean, but that's
really?
not that. But that's just not like Massachusetts. Like, that's just where I'm from. Like, I don't consider myself like this upper middle class. I consider myself like lower middle class.
You do? Okay.
I do. I mean, yeah, we don't have to dive into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to. But I mean, so you come from like a farm, like that type of stuff. That's. I know people who go here and like from my town who like grew up near farms and like around farms and stuff. But like, what were you on one yourself? Like, were you?
No, I mean, if anyone in my family listens to this, they'll say yes. It used to not be a farm up until like my little brother Josh turned like 5. He's the second youngest. We didn't talk about that. But
right.
To give you perspective.
Yeah.
A 13-year-old, when he was 5, he like. He's like a mini version of my dad.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like if he wants to do something, he will like push it until like we get there. And this kid was just like, I want chickens. And my dad was like, I've always wanted chickens. Let's get chickens. So then like you come home one day and there's just like,
you have
like a rooster house back there, you know? And then like my brother's also got like a ton of reptiles. He's got like 2 or 3 birds. He had like a ton of fish. Like it's like some sort of weird zoo at my house, dude.
That's awesome.
Dude. It is awesome. It's a famous video among my freshman year friends. It's me coming back home for the first time my freshman year, and like my mom was like, oh, we got like a bench in the basement, go check it out. And I was like, yeah, I can lift in the basement. And I go into the basement mid-December and I just hear and the chickens, because it's mid-December, were just living in my basement.
Oh my.
So there's like a vlog of me going like, I came down here to check out the bench, and then you just hear us go skrrr, like squawk. And I'm just like, and as you can hear, there are chickens in my basement.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Dude,
I have to check out this video.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after, and I can maybe send it to you if you want to plug it in there. Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Dude, okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So I came into the basement to get a laundry basket and just kind of check out the new weightlifting equipment that we got for our house. And as you can hear, I am not alone in the basement because it's wintertime, and you know what that means? The chickens are inside. The chickens are in the fucking basement. So now I get to lift and do my workouts with fucking chickens in the fucking basement. Yeah, I got you.
Damn. Dude, I didn't know any of this about you, and like I feel like I've spent a good amount of time with you for the past 3 years.
You spent a lot of time with me for 3 years.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like I'm glad we have this opportunity to talk about this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I got to do it with you earlier, like in the semester. So,
right.
I mean, it's nice to reciprocate.
Absolutely, man. And so you talk a little bit about your past, your hometown, your upbringing a little bit. What made you want to come to Marist?
This is another really long story.
Hey, man, we got nothing but time.
Yeah, man, we got all day. So I started my college search before my sister did. And my sister is 2 years older than me.
She's 23?
She's 23.
Okay.
So, like, she didn't really start looking until she was 17. I was looking at, like, age 14, bro.
No way.
I was a big college sports guy, and I was like, well, I got to figure it out at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, having 4 years to make a decision was, like, a lot of time to weigh my options.
Absolutely.
So, I'd say the first school I ever, like, really considered was Pepperdine. Out in California, I think that's where Zoe 101 was filmed.
Yep. Pepperdine is dope. Like, I've heard good things.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a religious university.
Very, and I found that out.
Oh, you did?
So, I decided, I was like a freshman in high school. I was like, Dad, I want to attend a meeting. Like, and they were like, they do like regional meetings. So we went out to Boston for a day, like hung out in Boston, and then they had a meeting.
Okay.
Like a little like admissions thing.
As a freshman in high school?
As a freshman in high school.
Love it.
Yeah, and I sat down in this meeting, and they were going through everything, and very, like, Christ-centric, and, like, all the people there were just, like, very outgoing, and, like, talking about religion, and I was just, like, I'm not religious, but I just don't go to church, and, like, everybody's got their thing.
Right.
So, they're doing that, and everyone's outgoing, and I'm just, like, very, like, what's the word? What's the opposite of outgoing?
Like, to yourself?
Yeah, I'm a very, like, quiet kid, as,
Right.
So, like, I was just, like, to myself, just, like, looking at my parents, like, this was a terrible idea. Like, I regret this already.
Yeah.
And, like, I had to partner up with a girl and everything, and they were, like, we had to, like, answer the question together, like, what does it mean to, like, be a liberal arts, like, university? And I'm like, yo, I'm 14. I don't even know what liberal arts is. So I left that meeting. My dad was like, so you're going to go there? And I was just like, no. I was like, Malibu's expensive.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I'm not like these people. So cut that off the list. And then I'd say the next school that like I really looked at was Niagara.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because I think at that point I decided like I want to do something sports.
Yep.
Which I should have mentioned that before. Pepperdine was like sports management.
Mm-hmm.
So Niagara also has sports management. So I looked at Niagara and I toured. I think Niagara was like the first school I toured.
Really? So you went all the way up to Buffalo?
Well, so
area.
I tried to coincide it. I think that's the word. With we used to do. My dad, and my brother used to go on like trips to baseball stadiums every summer.
I love that.
So we were on our way to Toronto, and like it's a long drive from Massachusetts. So we were like, let's stop in Buffalo for the night, see the falls, and I was just like, hey, want to go check out Niagara? He was just like, sure. So we went up to Lewiston. Not an official visit. I think it was a weekend, so it was like closed in the summer.
Yeah.
And we just
walked around.
They left the buildings open. So, walked around Niagara's campus, and I mean it's nice, but it's like barren in a sense.
Yeah.
Like you've been up there a few times.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, I've only been up there once actually.
Really?
We played. I didn't go my freshman year, and then we didn't play them.
Oh yeah, that's
at
true.
their place my sophomore year.
So your first time was also like mine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The only time I went was last year.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't bring up that though.
Yeah. Right. Back to what we were talking about.
So I walked through the campus, and my dad, because like I was a big college basketball person at that point too, my dad was just like, where's the arena? Like that was always one of his things. Like for me, it was just like find the basketball arena on a map, and we'll try to get in it.
Yep.
So
I love that. I did that too.
So I chilled on Niagara's court, and apparently they had like just finished their workout because it's like summer camp and stuff.
Yep.
So there were like basketballs all over the court, and I was just like dribbling, like having fun, just like I wonder why they left the balls out, blah blah blah. And like my dad's taking pictures of me on the court and everything. And then I'm like, let me tour the building a little bit. So I'm walking around, and I just see like locker room, and I go like, is it open? And it was, and the team was inside of it. So like I cracked the door open, and I go, oh, there's people in here. And I sprint outside, and one of the coaches was following me out, but like he stopped at like the top of the stairs, because there's stairs. Yeah. So like I think it was like that main entrance that we go in.
Yep.
They like followed me down, but then like stopped, and I like ran out the building. My dad was like, everything good? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
But
that's hilarious.
But Niagara was always on my list, but I just didn't like there was really nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Buffalo's like it's an area.
Yeah.
And like it didn't seem like there was that much up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided not to. And then I don't want to like go through like every college.
Right. No. You just have to give me the good stories.
But I'd say I applied to 10 schools. 10
schools. Okay. Did you get into all of them?
I got into, I like to say 9 out of 10, but in reality it was 8 out of 10 because one university that you may know of denied me of like my first 3 major choices, and then accepted me to let's just say I was not Newhouse material.
Yeah. Hey man, it takes a lot to be Newhouse material, man.
It takes a lot to be Newhouse material.
Yeah, we all know, all my communications majors out there, we all know what that Newhouse application is like.
They let me in for geography.
But not in
nothing else
anything.
in Newhouse.
Yeah, I forgot what I applied for. I'll show you after this what
of course.
Because it was like getting into Newhouse was like one of the happiest days of my life.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. hey man, don't mean to brag, but
don't mind me. I'll just be envious of you.
Don't mean to brag, but but it's crazy how you have to like declare what you're going to do before you go there. Because like I think now if I look at like what I got in there to do, like that's nowhere even close to what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, because I remember I'll just talk about you for a second, but like I remember like the feature that they wrote on you. You came in here like, oh, I'm going to do sports comm.
Oh, right.
And then he just didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I did not want to. No, sports comm is not for me. It is not my thing. Even though, I do a sports podcast, I do like to do this stuff, but no, not for me.
It's not really my thing either, but we can get into that later.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I mean, you're PR too, so.
I'm not really into that either.
So
we can get into that later. Let me finish my college.
all right.
So my top 10, Marist.
Yep.
Oh, actually, should I talk about how No, I'll just say my top 10, and then I can talk about Marist. Let's do that. My top 10 was Marist because it was close to home and sports major.
Yep.
So Marist, UMass Lowell.
Yep.
I should mention. I was between doing a sports major and meteorology. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm a big weather hobbyist.
Hobbyist. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a winter guy. I'm not enjoying the snow right now.
Hey, man. Gotta love the snow.
It's coming down hard.
Yeah, it is. It is snowing pretty hard right now.
It was supposed to snow today. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'd warn you to get off the roads, but where are you gonna go?
That's true. Well, I was gonna go shopping. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna Uber Eats Chinese tonight. That might not happen either.
Yeah, I mean your Uber Eats driver might get in some.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me before. I can tell that story later.
Oh God, hey, dude, you got stories on stories, man. I love it.
That's why I was pushing you to do it, man. I just like to talk.
Heck yeah.
I got a lot to say.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. So, Marist, UMass Lowell for meteorology.
Yep.
University of Illinois for both meteorology and sports management. They had both. SUNY Brockport also had sports management and meteorology. Virginia Tech, meteorology. Syracuse.
I'm so glad you didn't go there.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of the Hokies.
I am no longer a fan of the Hokies.
Yeah, good.
That was my one reject. Straight up reject.
Oh, good. Yeah. Hey, it's their loss, but at the end of the day, you really won.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have made it there.
Yeah.
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 Is that 6? Something like that. 6. Maybe.
Something like that. Yeah. Just keep going.
So Virginia Tech, Penn State, because my sister went there.
Right.
Got in for meteorology there. Was kind of pumped about that because it's I think it's a top school for that.
Oh, tough.
Yeah.
Weatherman Zach.
Dude,
That's what I'm gonna start calling you, the Weatherman. Oh man.
Dude, I'm making it rain out here with these threes.
Oh my God.
I'm down for that, man. I'm down for that.
All right, whole team has got to call Zach the Weatherman from now on.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's
man.
too tough.
I'll take it.
All right.
Quinnipiac for journalism. Yeah, I don't regret that. It was one of my friends went there and he was like, "You should apply," and I was just like, "Sure."
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew I wasn't gonna go there. There's two more. I think I said Syracuse.
Yep.
If I didn't, I know the other two. You're gonna love these. Bowling Green State out in Ohio.
No
Miami
way.
University of Ohio.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Bowling Green State. That's where Dino Babers came from, head coach of Syracuse football.
Oh.
Shout out to Dino Babers. They're gonna have a good year next year for sure.
Sure.
You don't know. Yeah.
They've been very up and down.
True.
So yeah, I toured both Ohio schools. Was a big fan of both. I'd say at the end, my top 3 wasn't really a top 3. It was more like a top 4. My top 4 was Marist because it was close, UMass Lowell because it was close, Illinois to get away and like experience like a big school. That like I experienced Penn State a few times with my sister, like going to football games and like seeing the nightlife. I feel like I want to like make a name. I want to have my own school.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's pretty cool.
And then big fan of Bowling Green State.
Yes.
I really liked it out there actually.
Really?
I did. It's a surprisingly like very modern campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
out here in the
school's-
middle of Ohio.
I think the school's established like in the 60s. That's probably why.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
Miami University was the complete opposite. It was like 18 something.
Right.
Yeah, it's very old.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
But I came to Marist for a tour. I want to say it was like April of my junior year,
Mm-hmm.
and went on the typical tour. It's a beautiful place, obviously,
Right, yeah.
but it never really like grasped me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came here again for like the acceptance students day, I think. Well, actually, that's not true. My ex lived in Westchester, so came out here a couple times with her, just like figuring out if I liked it or not.
Yep.
You didn't have to make that face. I don't think you ever met her.
I didn't.
Like,
It's just you said, ooh, yeah, some tea there.
There's no reason to get into that.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I came out here a few times with her, just like tour the campus, get a vibe, because it was only like 15 minutes from her.
Right.
And then I came on acceptance student stay. And my dad was just like, "Are you gonna do it? Like you've been here like 5 times now. Are you gonna commit here? Like where are you thinking?"
Your dad sounds like a great guy.
My dad's very hit or miss. We could do like a whole separate podcast on that, honestly. I love that man, but he is a lot.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, same here. Mm-hmm.
Fathers, man.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Yeah, he was like, "Are you gonna commit here or not?" And I had not been to Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I had not been to UMass Lowell, even though it was like an hour away. And I had been to Bowling Green, but like, you know, when you're 17, 18, and you're supposed to make this big decision. Like I didn't work throughout high school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were after my sister went to college, we became lower middle class.
Yeah, well, you know,
happens.
yep,
It
exactly,
happens. Yeah,
exactly.
That's another fun story I can tell after I commit to Marist. So then it was just kind of like, I can't go out far, so then Illinois is out of the picture, Bowling Green's out of the picture, despite how cheap it is.
Bowling Green is cheap?
Bowling
Is it a
Green
state
is
school?
It's a state school. It's super
Ooh.
cheap, bro. It's actually very cheap.
Oh,
Like, I
nice.
think I would have paid less to go to Bowling Green, I think, than to come here.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a very good sports management program, too. They actually surprisingly do a lot out there.
Yeah. Oh, shout out Bowling Green, man.
Dude, I love it there, man. I'd go back. So it was between Marist and UMass Lowell.
Okay.
And I was just like,
That's like a no-brainer. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Sorry, you asked.
Well, I do want to shout out UMass Lowell, though. You guys went D1 as soon as I committed to Marist, and I kind of regret that. You know? Like, had I known you guys were going D1, maybe I would have came.
Okay.
Shout out Riverhawks.
Mm-hmm. We played them my freshman year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Were they D1 at that point then?
I think, yeah.
Oh,
We lost.
I lied.
Oh.
Lost UMass.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, that would have been that would have been my senior year of high school.
Yeah, it was your senior year of high school.
Oh, I didn't lie then. My bad. Okay. Yeah.
No, it was our first road trip.
That was probably their first D1 game.
Yeah. Might have been.
Their first D1 win.
Yeah. It's all right. It's
Yeah.
all right. We're in better position now.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, it was between UMass Lowell and Marist, and I was just like, can I do calculus? No, because meteorology.
Oh.
I was like, can I do this math and can I handle physics?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah.
So then I was like, Marist,
Okay.
sports, boom, and then I don't think I ever answered your first question, by the
Like, what made you want to become manager?
way. Yeah.
Like, all right, we can. No, I love hearing about like your college like choice.
Because that goes into that.
Oh, okay,
It does. It
okay,
goes hand in
okay.
hand.
Go ahead. Then.
So, what made me want to be a manager, and you can like edit this, like, you know,
Yeah.
if you want to. I mean, this is gonna be a lot to edit, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. What made me want to be a manager? So big fan of college basketball.
Yeah.
Big
Oh
fan of
yeah.
Basketball. Like, I mean, when I said like I stopped trying after 8th grade, I still played rec.
Yes.
You know, I
Yeah.
still tried to kill it on
You
the
just
rec
stopped
course.
taking it like serious.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Gotcha.
So, you know, still played rec, still a big fan of basketball. Wanted to like stay in the sport somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Knew I wasn't going to be a coach, and I can get into that later if you want. Not a big
Yeah,
emphasis
because
on those guys.
I want to talk to you about a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, like my future. So then I went to. I'm trying to remember if I went to like the Hall of Fame tip-off in Uncasville first, or if I went to a MAC tournament first. Let's just say the tip-off. I went to a tip-off Hall of Fame game in Uncasville at Mohegan Sun, maybe like freshman or sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, just watched the teams play. I'm a big fan of basketball in general. And I think Niagara was playing, which is also why. Actually, no, this was after I went to Niagara. Niagara played there. And we were just watching the team warm up. I can send you a picture of me at that game, too. I think it's on my Instagram.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah. Throw that in there, too. And we were watching the team warm up. And I think I just said to my dad, like, oh, like, are those guys, like, players who are rebounding? Like, what are they doing? And my dad goes, oh, those are team managers. And I go, oh, what do they do? And he's like, you know, rebound, water, towels, you know, all that stuff.
If only you knew.
Yeah, dude, no, we can get into that soon. If only, I'm not gonna swear. If only I knew. If only I knew. But I was like, oh, that's cool. And he was like, yeah, look up what else they do. So I just go, well, what does a team manager do? And, I'm missing the game because I'm like, oh, like managers. And my dad's like, watch the managers, don't watch the game,
Okay.
So, at that point, I think this was still like my sophomore year of high school, I was just like, I'll try to become a manager. And as I progressed throughout high school, I think by my senior year, I was like, if I want to be a manager, I probably can't like walk into like, it's hard to just walk up into any school and be like, I want to be a manager. And just get it. But that's how it worked out for me. But I figured like I can't just like walk into like the University of Illinois as a meteorology major and be like, can I be a manager?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, why weather boy? Why do you want to be a manager? So like I just figured like I had to stick with sports.
Yeah.
And then at that point, one of the decisions was, would it be easier to become a manager at the University of Illinois or like Marist College?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I committed to Marist, and I was like, I'm going to be a manager.
Yep.
I will find out a way.
Yep.
Mike Maker gets fired.
Yeah.
Deserved. Hot take? I don't know. 4-6-24? Hot take, maybe? I don't know. I didn't really follow them. My dad would just be like, how's Marist doing? And I'd be like, they lost.
No comment.
I did actually see you guys play while on the topic of Hall of Fame tip-off. I did see you guys play Brown. That would have been Eddie's freshman year, I think, so you weren't even there yet.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but apparently I think I have a picture of like freshman Toby.
Freshman Toby. Love it.
I have Brian Parker on there. I have Isaiah. I think Funk and David are there too, bro.
But hey, bunch of good guys,
All of them?
But bunch of
great
Bunch
guys.
of good
No
guys.
slander. No slander on this podcast. Yeah, no, none of them gave me trouble.
Yeah.
I just know what they do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, Maker gets fired. It's around Easter, I think, when I find that out. Maker gets fired. I think that was like sometime in March.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, no, I just committed here. He's fired. I can't hit up anybody yet.
Right.
I want to be a manager.
Yeah.
So I was following the search along with all of you guys, basically, like
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be our next head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, they decided on Coach Dunn. And I was just like, how do I email this man?
Yeah.
And I waited, I waited for the website to update a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out Cheryl, they put her email on the Athletics
Yep.
under basketball.
Yep.
I was like, I'll email Cheryl,
Yep.
see what happens.
Yep. Shout out to Cheryl.
Shout out
She's
to
the
Cheryl.
best.
Is she still around? What is she doing?
I think
I just figured she wasn't in the office because of COVID.
right.
but
COVID things.
I think I
I'm
saw
pretty
her
sure.
like once this year, which is like really random.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and then I think in June, do we name drop here? Can we name drop coaches?
You could say yeah.
Oh, Dilip emailed me.
Yeah. Shout out Dilip.
Shout out Dilip. Dilip emailed me in June. He's just like, hey Zach, got your email. Heard you want to be a manager. Do you still want to do it? Because I think it had been like a month or so.
Yeah.
And like Cheryl had just like forwarded it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was just like, let me know when you're available. I'd love to speak with you about
Mhm.
it, like learn more about you and like see where we can go with this.
Yep.
And I was like, bet. So I set up a call with him. It was after I got out of work at like 9 p.m.
Oh jeez.
And I was just like, I doubt this dude's gonna call me. And I think he texted me and he was just like, are you available today? And I was like, I'm working till 9. You can call me after if you want, but like,
Right.
it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
That means nothing to a coach.
Right. Yeah.
Time means nothing. So this dude calls me, and this is my first experience with Dilip. I just go like, hello? And he's like, Zach? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, how's it going? And I'm like, good, how are you? And it's just silence for 10 seconds, and he goes, sorry, I'm like driving somewhere and I'm looking at my phone. And I was like, oh, nice. Cool.
Oh jeez, come on.
So he's like interviewing me, and I give him answers, and there's
Yeah.
like 10 seconds of like silence, and he just goes, oh, that's cool. Cause like he's just like
He's, like,
driving,
focusing on the
like,
road and stuff,
focusing,
yeah.
and just like, yeah. So I had this conversation with him, and it goes like well. He goes like, oh, when are you gonna be on campus? Like, I'd love to have you at like a summer camp or something to like get to know the guys, you know, like experience it, see if you still want to do it. And I was supposed to help. I want to say it was gonna be like your last week of camp. I didn't know if I was gonna help with like the kids camp or if I was gonna help with like you guys just like doing your summer workouts.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I think it was the kids camp I was supposed to go. And then he hit me up like a couple days before I was supposed to go down. And I was like freaking out because I didn't know if I had to take off work or not. Mm-hmm. And he just goes, oh yeah, there's something up with the courts, we're going to cancel it. I don't know if you remember that. That would have been the summer.
They like redid the floors or something like that. I don't know. I just remember like I don't know. I think they like redid the floors. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so then that never happened. So then...
I don't even think we ended up having that camp. It
was
the camp, right?
Yeah,
we didn't have the camp because I think enrollment just wasn't very high. Because like new coaching staff, it's kind of hard to get like a bunch of new kids in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I get that.
If they're not familiar with the coaching, yeah.
Yeah. So then, I kept in contact with him through August, and then I want to say it was like my first week here. He texts me, and like you guys are having a meeting or something, and he just goes, meet me in the basketball wing of McCann. And I'm like, dude, it's my second day here. I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know where the basketball wing in McCann is.
Right.
They didn't show me in the tour.
Yeah.
So I'm like on the phone with him, like navigating McCann. He's like, oh, it's by like the digital media suite. So I go upstairs and I'm just like, I don't see you. And he goes, oh, just meet me like the back of the gym. So I go onto the courts and I'm chilling in the back of the gym. And he just like sprints out on the court. He goes, I meant like back there. And I go, never been here,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to explain how to get to the basketball part of. Yeah,
it's weird. And then just bursts into the locker room. And he goes, "This is Zach.
This is where we met you."
He wants to be a manager. And I was just like, "Hey."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So from our perspective, I remember Dilip saying something along the lines of like, I got this kid who's been like really good in terms of like responding to me and like I've been testing him out. Like he would tell you like, oh, call me this day, call me that day, make sure you do this, do that. He was like testing you out during that time. And he said he's been really good, like the only guy who's been like good in terms of like responding and stuff like that. No, yeah, this is what he was telling us. Yeah, and he's like, and then that's how you got hired.
Just because I responded to his text in a timely manner and called him at the time that he told me to call him.
Pretty much. Well, and because probably because he enjoyed your conversations.
I'm hoping he did. I hope it just wasn't based on like me responding in a good time.
Well, no, it shows that you're reliable and like responsible and stuff like that. It shows like traits that you need.
I've been exhibiting those traits constantly throughout my 3 years.
Exactly. That's another thing I kind of want to get into.
What's the next question now that I've rambled on for like another half hour?
Absolutely. No, I kind of want to get into like what you do because like people don't understand like how integral you are to like our process.
I don't even understand what I do half the time.
Like you do so many like little tiny things that barely get noticed and everything, and it's like not appreciated enough. So my first thing. The first thing I want to talk about is like you are one of the like most not detail oriented. Well, yeah, like detail oriented, like and like precise people I've ever met. You know what I mean? Yeah. It'll be like the middle of a game and like exactly what you're supposed to do and like because I'll get into the games. You know me.
You're like praying in a huddle the other night.
Bro, I grabbed a hold of you yesterday, and
we need to find that clip on the live stream. Just us like huddled holding hands.
I grabbed your and John's hands. I love to get into the game. I bring the energy to the bench. That's like my thing.
Yeah.
But like meanwhile, someone like me, I get into the game, but so like I'll forget about anything else like I'm supposed to do. Meanwhile, you get into the games. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but you're also like, oh yeah, gotta hand out this water, gotta bring this towel, this and do this, do that, do this, do that. Yeah. Like, is that just about who you? Is that just in your personality? Like, where do you get that from?
So, you know, if I'm told to do a job, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it right.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna my first job ever was like a soccer ref.
Mm-hmm.
And I was only like 14, so they don't expect a lot out of me. You just blow the whistle when it goes out of bounds.
Yep.
And make sure the kids don't kill each other. That's literally it. So I never had a real job until 17.
Okay.
I worked at an Olympia Sports.
Okay.
You know what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
Why does nobody know what that is?
Olympia Sports?
It's like a Champ Sports.
Okay. like an apparel sneaker store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I don't get why people don't know what it is, man. They got locations
Is it a New England thing or?
I don't think it's just New England. I think they have some in New York. There used to be one in maybe Newburgh, and then it closed. They did after I left, they closed down a lot of stores. Sorry, yeah, that's on me.
Yeah, I mean, all we got is Champs and Dick's.
Yeah, and I feel like those are Champ Sports is a mall thing. And Olympia is also a mall thing, but I guess it is a New England thing.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
and people downstate, people like to talk about models, and I'm like, models.
I know
what? Models. The only time I've ever seen models is when I'm watching Yankee games.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever really seen. I think I've been to a models since I've been down here in Poughkeepsie.
There's one in Poughkeepsie. It's
yeah.
Marshalls, I think.
Right. Yeah. So I've been there, but in terms of being the brand awareness and stuff, the only brand awareness, the only impression I've had was from watching Yankee games.
Interesting.
And the only time I'm ever gonna watch a Yankee game is if they're playing the Red Sox. So
I forgot you were Red Sox.
Exactly.
Forgot about that.
Right.
They suck. Anyway, so I worked at Olympia, and that was my first major job. And my boss wasn't uptight, but she was still I expect. I think I how do you say it? I overachieved.
You did
her expectations.
Yeah.
I went
exceeded.
I exceeded her expectations because whenever she offered me a shift, I took it because money and
money.
What else am I gonna do?
Yes.
So I worked my way up the ladder real quick at Olympia. I was a key holder as soon as I turned 18, I became a key holder. I was able to close the store by myself.
Right.
And it was because I put in effort. I learned all the shoes. I could sell you Asics right now. I don't want to because I haven't done it.
I'm not buying Asics, man. It's all about the stripe. You don't even want to have this conversation with me.
Support, man.
You do not want to have this conversation with
me. Gel, man.
You don't want to have this conversation with me, Zach.
Are you flat-footed?
I am extremely flat-footed.
Are you?
You ever seen these insoles I wear on all my sneakers? My foot doesn't look as flat as it used to because
I've never really looked at your foot before.
Yeah, man. Sorry, because I have a thing with feet. I think they're disgusting.
Oh, okay. Anybody on the video just saw that look I just gave him. I was like, ooh.
No, I have a thing. I really on the human body. Feet are top 3 most disgusting parts of the human body.
They are,
in my opinion. Okay, copy that. Yes. That's why, I always wear socks. I always wear sneakers. If I'm not wearing sneakers, I'm wearing sandals or flip flops or, my moccasins.
Ooh, I lost my mocks.
Ooh, it's rough. All right, so.
I'm telling the story.
Yeah, back to you just being super detailed, super hardworking.
So basically what I'm trying to say is I take my jobs very seriously. Any job I'll ever take, I take it seriously. I worked at a Stop and Shop. I was the best cutter they ever had, and it was just because no offense to grocery store workers who just have to do it because it's one of the only jobs they can get. But I was just a competent human being who was just you need me to cut watermelon in an hour? Sure, and I'll do it, and they're just whoa. Honestly, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
They're just man, you made 60 bowls in 3 hours, and I was just yeah.
Yeah.
So it just comes from my mentality of just give it your all.
Mm-hmm.
I guess at the end of the day, no matter what job you're gonna give me, I'm gonna make sure it gets done the way you want it to. I'm gonna make sure it gets done in a timely manner because if it doesn't, then I'm going to get yelled at.
Right.
And then I'm probably going to cry.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, this job has not made me cry, even though I've been screamed at by Coach Dunn many times in my life.
It happens.
So, like, it does happen.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I just, like, I want to give it my all. And, like, especially with a job like this, you don't know where it can take you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
exactly.
Like, you know what? First came up to me, like, literally last night. I put the coach's laundry cart back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, like, talking to him real quick, and I was like, all right, have a good night, see you later. And he, like, screams at me down the hallway. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like, I'm coming, like, what do you need? And he just goes, you want your master's? And I go, at some point, yeah. And he just goes, well, somebody that I know, I have a GA spot open for your, when you graduate after this year. Mm-hmm. And I was just like,
you're not graduating.
I'm not graduating this year, sir. And he goes, you're not a senior? And I go, no. And he points at John and he goes, you a senior? And John goes, no, we're juniors, we live together. And he goes, ah, man. All right, have a good night, fellas. And I was like, where's the GA? And he was like, I can't tell you that. And he just closed the door.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you don't know where it can take you. Like, you get those opportunities because of the connections.
Right.
So, like, I don't want to mess that up either.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I mean, you know, my mentality freshman year was just, like, don't mess it up because you want to be here the next 3 years. And, like, you know, I want to get to, was Sean the head? No, I guess Eddie was the head manager at that point, but, like, Sean was, like, looked at as, like, the golden boy.
Yeah, Eddie and Sean pretty much held it down.
Yeah.
For the past
so, like,
few
I mean,
years.
I wanted to get to that at some point, but I assumed it would have been, like, my senior year.
Right.
Like, not now.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, I just thought, give it my all, don't screw up, you know, don't get yelled at, because, like, then they're gonna hate you.
They're not gonna hate you, but
like, I mean, you don't want them to be like you don't want them to focus on like you.
Right. You don't want to be the reason why the team has to, you know.
Yeah, like not like
delay the team or to you know make things. You want to make life easier for everyone. You don't want to make anything any harder.
Exactly.
I get that.
So that's why
I respect that.
That's
more
why I'm like
than
OCD. I'm like it's under 8 minutes. We gotta get ready, guys.
Yeah.
You know, like who's the starting five? Get that water. All
right.
Cool.
Right.
Towels. Everybody got a towel. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Like, you know. Like,
yeah. Yeah. You've always been like the guy who's like been able to, you know, fill in where others like maybe lack.
I guess. Yeah.
And that's something that I've always like appreciated about you.
Thank you. Just filling in the holes when you're paying attention.
Exactly. Because you know I'm the same way. I like to work hard. I like to do all that stuff. But you know, I'm extremely passionate when it comes to like the game of basketball, and sometimes I get like emotionally involved to the point to where you know.
And like, I mean, honestly, it's just like, do you want to see David Knutson hit a three, or do you want to make sure Ryan Carmelo has his water bottle? You know, not to just like name drop to random people. It's just like, you want to watch the game, like you know, you got like the player being like, can I get a water? But you're like, what? Like you can't do both. You know, you gotta pick.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I can sacrifice not watching us blow a game.
I get
to get somebody that.
I see. So, you know, that kind of goes into, like, my next sort of question. Because, like, you saying that makes me think of you as more of, like, someone who would rather get things done from, like, a non-basketball standpoint than, like, some of the basketball stuff. And we talked about, like, you know, Eddie and Sean, two former managers, have gone on. They're now assistant coaches. College basketball assistant coaches right now. D3? No, Eddie's at D2. Yeah, no, I've had them on the podcast before. Right, and you know, they were more X's and O's based. Like they had coaching experience in the past, whereas like you've said to me multiple times, you know, I'm not a big X's and O's guys. I don't know if I want to coach, you know, as I move on. But like you look at someone with your work ethic and with your experience, and you're like, why can't this kid coach? You know,
so. I realized that I'm glad you brought this up because I've been having this existential crisis the last week or so.
You're right.
But I realized, I think it was my junior year of high school in rec basketball, that I couldn't be a coach. And what happened was,
couldn't be a coach.
So they did not have enough coaches to make, like, I think we needed like 4 teams and we could only make 3, but we still had like so many kids that we could make a 4th.
Yeah.
So they were like trying to track down a dad, but like there was like nobody available. So then my neighbor, who I knew growing up, because of like baseball, football, like, and other sports, he was like, all right, I'm going to coach. And like, his son was on the team. And then there was always a rumor that they did like a draft of kids.
Yeah.
They just had like the pool and like you just pick.
Right.
It was like a sign.
Right.
So he came up to me and he was like, I picked you first because I recognized your name and I know that like you love the sport. So I'm hoping that you would help me out throughout the year because I don't know anything.
Right.
And I was just like, ooh, okay. Sure, we can do this.
Okay.
And like, our practices started, and he was just like, layup lines, like shooting drills,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. And like, he'd come up to me and be like, so do you want to run plays? And I'd be like, I've been playing this game for like 10 years now,
Yep.
and I've never run a play correctly in my life.
Really?
It's like,
Okay.
it's rack at the same. Yeah, so we're in the huddle, and he goes like, should we press? And I'm just like, sure. And he goes, all right, we haven't done a press in practice, so draw it up. And I was just like, all right. And I'm just like, 1 and 2 here, 3 there, 4 there, 5 back here,
Yeah.
the other 5, blah, blah, blah. Just like the most basic press in the world. Just like when they inbound it, like double here, and like make sure this guy goes up the line there. And it's like, and like I'm like explaining it, and everybody's just like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, just make sure they don't score.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please. Well, like, I think it was like at that point in my junior year, I was just like, I don't know anything. And it's like I could watch basketball, and like I'm an awesome fan. Like I'll watch any team in the world,
Exactly.
no matter what.
Right.
But like I cannot like watch like Robert Morris, for example, and be like, oh, they run this kind of offense.
Yeah.
And, like these are like I just can't.
Yep.
And like I mean, I could have. Like I mean, you can do anything, but it's like had I like wanted to become like this great player, I would have like gone more
Paid more.
camps. I would have like learned more from like other players, other like people,
Right.
like people who have like gone on from my high school to like play in colleges and stuff like that. But like I just didn't want it.
Yeah. No, and like, it's to each his own at this point. You know, and it's like understanding certain concepts and strategies and like different sets and what's the counter to the set and like what do you draw up as a decoy and like what's this, what's that. It's so complex to where like how coaching trees work, where it's like pretty much if you played for a certain guy or if you coached under a certain guy, you're gonna run what that certain guy knows because there's so much there's only so much you can know and learn at a time. I wouldn't discourage you from attempting to get a job in the basketball, arena industry because think about like all the connections and stuff that you're building right now. And the relationships that you're building right now with these guys and with this coaching staff and everything, and like everyone knows like how on point you are and everything. You don't necessarily have to have an occupation that requires you to understand like every single concept within like an offense or defense and stuff like that. You can always work in the office, or you can always work as like a director of ops or even as like an SID or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm between SID and ops, and like I would love to do ops because like I think I can.
Oh, you'd be great. You'd be great.
I honestly, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but I think I could be awesome at ops.
Yeah, you'd be great.
So like you look at like the descriptions of jobs and stuff like that. Like I looked at like I'll just say like see what's open like sometimes, and I looked at like here's just like a random one that I saw the other day. Like the Bucknell like women's basketball team had an opening for a director of ops. And like it just like says in all caps, this is a non-coaching position. And I'm like, oh, cool. But then like you get to the bottom, there's just like prior coaching or playing experience preferred, and I'm just like,
well, I mean, you spent. Well, you're gonna once you graduate, you're gonna have spent 4 years very, very closely ingrained into Division I basketball program. There has to be something to be said about that.
Yeah, and like that's what I'm hoping. But like I just don't want to like when Sean like applied for like his GA or whatever. Like he had to have scouting reports. Like he had to have like I don't know if he had to like cut up film or something to present, but it's just like maybe like within like this next year and a half I could somehow manage to learn all this and do that.
Yeah. Don't overwhelm yourself, learn what you can. But it's like there's so many opportunities out there, especially this day and age. Like they're hiring guys to like just like manage this and that.
Yeah.
And this is
like video directors and
right,
equipment managers
right,
and stuff like that.
Exactly. And this is a segue into the next thing that I wanted to talk about.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And that is some of like the duties and like the responsibilities that you have to take care of.
Oh, okay.
Because like I think people need to understand like just every little thing that you have to do to like get done what needs to get done. And
do you want like a pre-COVID or like during COVID?
Right. Keep in mind like right now it's just you and John.
Yes.
You guys are the only managers we have. You guys are the only guys who are responsible for pretty much everything.
Yes.
So let's just talk about what your daily schedule is right now. Like on a day where we have say practice, and not traveling or anything, just a regular practice day. What time does your day start? What do you do? And like how does?
Do you want just like a typical day in my life, or just like specifically like just at practice?
Probably just do like the full day, like from when you get to, like the time you get to McCann Arena to like the time you get to come back and chill out. And
I just want to flex that I work out early in the morning.
Exactly.
So that's all I want.
Of course. I see you working as well.
Yes, okay. But anyway, so if practice starts at like 2, as it usually does, I try to get to McCann for like 12, and sometimes even earlier, depending on if laundry gets done or not.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'd say get there like 2 hours early, because you gotta take care of lunch. Gotta feed you guys the sandwiches you guys don't like. And I'm just gonna fire shots at everybody. But yeah, I feed you guys. I give you guys, take out some waters and some Gatorades. Wait for our wonderful woman to get off the court.
Mm-hmm.
So then go set up.
And what do you have to do to set up the court?
So, you wheel out the ball rack of 16 balls. You got to keep spray bottles on it because you got to sanitize the balls after you use them because COVID and germs. Everybody used to get a towel individually when we first started. We don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to take that out if that's in violation of something.
Mm-hmm.
Take out a bunch of sanitizer, put towels on each basket so the bigs and like other players can wipe their face and hands after playing. What else is there? We bring out like a mini like portable scoreboard so we can like keep track of like points during like scrimmages and like other shooting games and stuff like that.
Yep.
Me personally, after doing all of that, I have to go up to the attic area and set up film, bring Dorian's laptop, the camera, the tripod, the chargers and all that stuff, set that up on sports code. Any managers listening to this, I hate the new sports code. It's terrible. I don't like it at all. Please comment below if you agree. That's really like it. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but like, I'm there 2 hours before practice, and then you guys go in the film for like another half hour, and then you guys go like a walk through like another half hour after that.
Mm-hmm.
During practice, I can talk about that.
Yeah. I saw you running back and forth a lot the other day.
The other day?
Yeah.
So what was that? The practice before Niagara?
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been when I forgot my phone. I was doing, I'll tell the story real quick. I was doing, Duluth was doing indirects with the forwards, and I have to like pass the ball on like one wing and he has to pass on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had to film dummy right after that, but Dorian was helping the bigs. So like I couldn't leave because he needs me for that specific drill.
Right.
So I waited until like the time ran down to like 10 seconds, and I just stopped. I dropped the ball and ran, just like I gotta go film.
Yeah.
But I left like my keys, my phone, and my water down there. And then we had like 20 minutes of dummy or something like that before an hour of playing. So like I was trying to signal John like down below the whole time.
Bring me my stuff.
Yeah, bring me my stuff, please. And he never saw me for those 20 minutes. So then like a 5-minute, actually it wasn't even 5 minutes, it was like a 2-minute water break.
Mm-hmm.
I sprinted down, grabbed my stuff, like talked to Dorian, and he said, "You have 30 seconds to get back upstairs." And then I sprinted back up, and then just got the filming.
Yeah,
like it's a lot. It is a lot of running around. It really helps when the gyms aren't open.
Yeah,
but during practices, set up the drills. I mean, put the cones out when you guys are doing
put the balls out.
ball handling and just regular cones.
Mm-hmm.
The drill. Make sure the clock is running and set. That's more of John's responsibility.
Right.
Make sure the clock is set for the segments. Practice plans are distributed.
You can explain like what John does too, just so you like just so people get an understanding of like what you guys are doing. Like he's on the clock for the majority of the time. He's helping out in drills as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what he does in groups. I think he just rebounds.
Yeah, he comes to our groups and sets screens sometimes.
There, so you know. But mainly, John helps me set up. Well, John doesn't help me. John and I set up together.
Yeah.
Yes, he does not serve me.
Yeah.
We set up together, and then, while I film, he does the clock. He makes sure that the clock doesn't go off while Coach Dunn is speaking.
Yes.
Because
that's a very important thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he makes sure that when Coach Dunn wants a shot clock for a shell or something like that, he makes sure that runs. He makes sure shot clock's going when you guys play scrimmages and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I mean, if Dorian needs one of us to do something, he'll tell us, and we'll just sprint off the court and go do whatever. Kevin wants a water, and Duluth needs his laptop charger.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. Like, it's been more hectic in the past, which is weird to say, considering we only have 2 this year, but I feel like other years with, like, the 6, it's been more hectic somehow.
Because there's a lot more bodies just moving around, not only our practices, but also, like, McCann, where you're being pulled in, like, a bunch of different directions, I feel like.
Yeah, but now we do have off-the-court duties because of COVID and stuff now.
Absolutely. Talk a little bit about those.
So I think it was after everybody left, I had to go grocery shopping for all of you. Me, Dorian, and John piled into the car, and we all went to Stop and Shop and bought literally $1,000 worth of groceries for 14 guys. Which was crazy.
Yeah.
Somehow John and I spent the most out of everybody. That was weird. I felt bad about that. So we shop for you guys. We have to handle the food when it doesn't get delivered. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, food is a big part of it.
Especially this year when you get like a lunch and a dinner every single day. That is a lot. We got like Rossi's coming in at 12, Shelly's coming in at 12, like 12:30, then the Cosmos comes at the times vary now. Like
4 o'clock or whatever.
Between 4 and 5, yeah. On off days, a dinner will come at 7. Which I feel like is the worst time for a dinner to come, especially on an off day.
Yeah.
And I mean, I help you guys out on the side, just other random things.
You guys have to not only get the orders for the food. You have to take the orders find out what everybody wants. You have to pick up the food, set up the place we're eating, the I guess the dining area. Set up a dining area for everyone.
That's what you meant. I thought you meant coordinate with the place. I was like, I don't
coordinate
with the place.
No. Just set up the tables and make sure the food is spread out correctly and there's plates, there's napkins, there's forks and knives and stuff like that.
You're getting into the really tedious stuff. I was going very generic.
Right. No, this is little stuff that people don't understand. This is takes 15 minutes to do this, 20 minutes to do that, 20 minutes to do that. Yeah. And then you guys still have to do laundry at the end of the day. After everybody eats food, gets to go home, all that. Yeah. You guys have to stay behind, put the laundry in.
Yeah, so basically, you guys have a 3 to 4 hour day, and I have an 8 hour day.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly my point.
That's
too.
what you're going for. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's you. I mean, obviously, playing it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot on your body in terms of lift, film, conditioning, playing. Getting extra shots up when you need to. Understanding this and that. And then but you guys are there for all of that. You're there getting rebounds, passing, doing whatever you can, defender, send screens, whatever you need. But then you come back at the end of the day after we get to go home. Yeah. We get to go home and lay in our beds the rest of the evening. Whereas you have to come back, you have to stay behind. Yeah. And like do the laundry.
Sometimes it's not like the worst thing in the world. Like obviously, like when you're doing it every day,
right?
By like day 5, you're just like, I don't like.
Yeah.
It's like so. Recently, John and I have been like, to make it easier for ourselves, we just put it in the dryer. Yeah. And we just leave. So that saves us like an hour in a sense. So like we only spend like another like 45 minutes there.
Right.
But that's after dinner, and after we finally get all the players off the court.
Right.
Because we can't. I mean, they've been more lenient this year, but it used to be like we can't eat until the players eat. Mm-hmm. But like now, since the players take like an hour after practice, like honestly, that's no exaggeration.
Yeah.
Like they do.
Yeah.
Like it's just, we want our lives to be easier, but at the end of the day, like we know it's not going to be as easy as we want it to be, because like we don't want to say like you can't get extra shot ups.
Yeah.
If you want to go home, like who cares? Who cares what I have to like what I think about like your habits after practice? Like you're allowed to do whatever you want. It just affects my time. Mm-hmm. But like it's what I'm paid to do.
Yeah. No, absolutely, and it's like. Obviously, I've lived this life with you for a couple of years, so I understand it, and that's why I'm trying to like advocate for this, because understanding all that you have to go through and all that you have to do, it's like you have to be able to not like people are quick to be like, oh, these guys, they're just living
water boys.
Yeah, they're just water boys. They get a bunch of gear. They get this, they get that. Like being a manager is easy. Like it's not easy. There's nothing in life if you're doing it. If you work hard enough, and if you're doing it the right way, should be considered easy. In my opinion,
It's just, and like I can say, like when we were interviewing the guys that like we were trying to get, we weren't going to be able to get them anyway. We were only allowed 2 this year, no matter what. I was saying to them, I was just like, look, like. I know you guys, like, you want to be around the team, like, you think it'll be fun and, like, cool to, like, like, stay in the sport and, like, get to be, like, with the team, but, like, this drains you. Like, you're going to be here for, like, what seems like ever. Yeah. Like, your dorm, it's not your dorm anymore. McCann's your dorm. Yeah. Like, you live in McCann Arena now. Yeah. Like, I hate to say it, but it's true, and it's just, like, you don't get to go home. Yeah. Especially, like, now. Yeah. Like, I would when I made this schedule, I would finesse and like make sure that I was home for like from whenever break was to like New Year's. I would always finesse that. Yeah. But I couldn't do that this year. But like it just takes like it consumes your life.
Absolutely.
And I don't regret it at all. And like I don't know if you're gonna get into that later. But like I don't regret it at all. Like the friendships I've had freshman year, like no more, just because like I put more time into this. Right. Because this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Like I remember I got into an argument with my friend because I got put on the Monmouth trip like the last second, and he was mad because we were gonna hang out that weekend, and I was just like, it's my job, man. Yeah. Like it's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. Like of course I want to hang out with you, but like I want to go see us play Monmouth, and I want to like they want me to do my job, so I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely. We were roommates that trip.
Were we?
Right.
I don't remember.
I think so.
That was my freshman year. Like
we were. We definitely were, because I remember I was reading a book. And I forgot, because you know why I remember that trip?
Why do you remember that trip?
Because I left my duffel bag on the bus.
Did you?
I did.
Oh. I don't remember that.
I did.
Oh.
Which if anybody knows, like, if you've been on, like, a road trip with a basketball team, like, leaving your duffel bag on the bus is, like, one of the 7 deadly sins.
Because you're not getting that back for a while.
You're not getting that back for a while,
You ruin your night, you ruin the bus driver's night when you knock on his door and you're like, hey, I need
yeah, the bus driver after you just got finished driving like 4 hours, Yeah. But, it is what it is. And, it's all a part of the process. We all make mistakes. We all have, like, these certain issues that we have to go through and all that. But what would you say is, like, the easiest part of what you do, and what's the hardest?
The easiest part? Filming's the easiest part.
Okay.
No matter what people say, like, filming is the most important part of the job, but it's so easy. Mm-hmm. You just go up there and you go like, oh, they're doing dummy offense, but it's half court. Point the camera on your phone. Easy. Like, honestly, like, I hate to admit it, but it's just like, I'm not gonna stare down at the court for like a half hour when nobody's like moving really. Right. So like, I'd say that's easy, and then it's just like, oh, you upload it to the server, and you're like, cool. like, of course, I've messed up film a couple times.
Yeah.
And I've gotten, I wouldn't say yelled at.
Right.
But, I've only messed up one game in my life.
Okay.
And that was, I blamed Dorian's laptop. Because I pressed the button.
Right.
And the button didn't work.
When in doubt, blame technology.
It was technology.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, filming, it's just, like, Sean had it easy at the end of the day. I don't want to, like, he's going to be like, you don't get, like, I did everything, blah. Like, okay, you filmed and you took food orders, dude. Nice. Nice. And he's like, I'm the most important, like, I'm filming. It's just like, cool, you point the camera, bro. Like, it's not hard. And I mean, like, some people just can't get it down.
Right.
But, like, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't expect filming to be the easiest.
Like, cause like, I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like you gotta focus and you gotta make sure like everybody's in the frame and like the clock's showing and all that. But like at the end of the day, you're just pointing a camera.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I see it. I mean, some people may think differently, but that's just how I feel. And hardest part, I don't know what the hardest part would be. I mean, me personally, I hate distributing food after an away game on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
That is like my worst. Buffalo, I snapped at everybody. Buffalo this year, bro. That pizza came like 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
And then like you guys had like just one, and it was like I think it was our second win. No, third win.
Third win. Yeah.
Third win. We were 3-1. You know, split with Canisius. And like we were getting pizza and wings, so everybody was excited. You got a big win, you're getting pizza and wings.
Yep.
You guys just pissed me off.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't like just like. It
I was
like,
trying
nice
to
guy.
like. Okay, my thoughts on what was happening during that time was like Tucker was trying to help you guys, but like I understand like sometimes you just don't want help in those situations. Like you want to be able to do it yourself and like do it the right way. Yeah. And other times like you need help. So I was having like a crisis where like I didn't understand. Does he want help? Does he need help? And like Tucker's like, Terrence, what are you doing? Like you should help us. And I was like, all right. So I started like helping, and I don't know. It was just It's like some guys want a ranch, some guys want napkins, some guys need this and that. It's like
that's been my worst experience. Like I've always had bad experiences with like food after a game, especially my first road trip. Do you remember that Buffalo road? No, did you go to the University of Buffalo?
Yeah, when we played there. Yeah, my sophomore year.
Yes,
yep, I was there.
My first ever road trip, and they forgot my food. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh!
We get on the bus.
Low key remember that.
Because like I was still in the arena like getting everything, and I get on the bus, and Sean goes, "Oh hey, they forgot your food." And I was just like, "What?"
After that 5-hour trip.
Yeah, and
I feel
like
bad for you.
I think it was like Dorian and Coach Thunder were like, "Do you want some of my wings?
Yeah.
Or you can have some like pizza?" And I was just like, "I don't really care." Like at the end of the day, I was like, "I'm hungry," but like. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
There's just like I've always had a terrible experience with food after an away game.
Damn. Yeah. See, I would have never known.
Yeah.
I would have never known like what's going through your mind like after these games and like what's happening, because like it's just so many. It happens so many over and over and over and over and over again. Like you never know like does this guy like this, and like I'm trying to think like what's my least favorite and most favorite like part of like I'd say travel and practice and everything like. I'm having a hard time like trying to pin that down. Yeah. You know, because it's like you feel certain ways about certain things. You know. Like
this is like a hot take probably for like the whole team. I love that ride to Buffalo. I absolutely love that ride to Buffalo. That 5-hour ride on the bus, bro. I love it. I do. It's so chill. I mean, the bus is very uncomfortable and you're staring me down because you think I'm crazy, but I will take that ride every weekend if I have to, bro. I love that ride. It's so easy. You just get on the bus and you lay down and you close your eyes and you wake up, you're in Utica and you're just like, oh, 3 more hours.
You just wake up, you're in Utica. Bro, Utica is an hour east of me. Yeah. In Syracuse. And I'm 2 hours east of Buffalo. Yeah. Which is 3 hours. After you've already been on the bus for close to 3 hours.
Like, it's not the worst. It's not.
Dude,
I don't think it's that bad.
That is a real hot take.
Because in my mind, it goes by so quick. And like my mentality with like a long road trip is that like if you've done it before, then like it's not new to you and the time goes by like that. So like that 5-hour ride to me, it seems like nothing. Like I could listen to a podcast, I could listen to 3 podcasts and then just be like, oh, 2 more hours to go. Like, wow, that was quick.
Hey, I admire your optimism when it comes to this type of stuff, but I just can't get behind it.
The first ride I thought was terrible, but then when you
Yeah.
do it again, same year, and you keep doing it.
That's true. 2
year.
Buffalo trips in 1 year.
And
Oof.
God
bless
I said,
us.
I've been to Buffalo before, and I've done it from my house, and that's 6 hours.
True.
So I'm just used to that ride, just going down 90 for 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I came from home for that Buffalo game.
Yes.
So my mom had me drive her car to Buffalo because she didn't really feel like driving that day, and she's like, if I gotta drive back, you might as well just drive there. So I drove from.
Were you talking about that first Buffalo game?
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
Yeah. I drove from my house to the University of Buffalo, their arena,
Yes.
or not the arena, the hotel actually.
That's why I didn't know if you were there or not.
Yeah.
You weren't there, but you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the perks of growing up near Buffalo is I got to go home for a little bit before that.
It's a city.
Yeah.
It's a city.
Yeah, so I drove from my house to there, and it was less than 2 hours, and I was like, that was pretty nice. And then the drive back wasn't too bad. It's I hate when we have to play at Buffalo at night.
Night is the worst because then you get back at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I'd say so. Yeah, going there is easy. Coming back, depending on the time, sucks.
Mhm.
Let's go with that.
Right.
I will agree with you on that.
Okay. So I have one more thing for us to talk about,
Oh, okay, cool.
and it's about the whole manager process. What is something that you expected to do? What's something that turned out exactly how you expected? This could be not only for being a manager, but this could be for college in general.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that turned out to be exactly how you expected, and what's something that completely changed once you got to college? What's one thing that you were like, oh my gosh, I did not expect it to be like this? It could be anything. It could be manager related, or it could be college related.
Say the question one more time. I'm
Okay.
trying to grasp it.
Okay, so let's start off with the first one.
Okay.
What's the one thing where you got to college and you were like, okay, this turned out to be pretty much exactly how I expected it to? It could be basketball related, where you expected practices to be like this, or if you expected classes to be like this, or you expected the dorms.
I got you. So I can't say anything basketball wise because, as I said earlier, I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Okay.
I just knew that I was supposed to help out the team and just be around the team.
Yep.
That's all I really knew.
Yep.
So I can't answer that. I don't really know if my answer can be allowed. It's kind of.
Is it PG-13?
It's illegal.
It's probably the college party culture. Let's just keep it. Or is it different than that?
It's on the.
College party culture. You don't want to incriminate yourself.
I don't. Yeah, you might want to cut it out. Let me try to think of a better answer. I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't really have any real expectations coming into Marist.
Mm-hmm.
I just knew, let's stick with the nightlife. I just knew that the nightlife was kind of dead, and I knew the places where you had to be.
Yeah.
Not had to be, but I knew the places where people go.
Yeah.
And I was able to experience those places.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my first college party and stuff, but it was exactly what the kid told me.
Yep.
Just kind of it's crowded, and it'll get shut down within 2 hours.
See, yeah, no,
Yeah.
okay.
I think that's a better way to put it.
All right, that's a good answer for what you turned out exactly as you'd expected. All right, but this is probably the better question. What's something that you didn't expect, but turned out to be completely different?
Oh man, what was something that I experience.
While you think about that, I'm going to tell you my answer for what turned out to be.
Please fill the silence.
Okay. One thing that turned out to be exactly how I expected was, living with my brother and growing up with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We never had to share a room, thank God, but like on vacations and stuff, we'd like share a bed and like all that, but I had like gotten used to like living with someone who's just disgusting, but compared to my standards, like I consider myself like a very neat and orderly person.
You are, yes.
But like other people, like I like living with my brother. Like I understand that some people just don't. Yeah. It doesn't wrap around your head,
No, I've had like those experiences with my roommate. I loved my freshman year roommate.
Right.
Though. AJ, I haven't talked to you in a while, but I love you, bro. I lived with him my sophomore year too. He's great. They live. Where are we right now? I don't even know where we are. They lived over there.
Okay.
Yeah, they live over there now. Same like my other sophomore year roommates.
Right.
Like I never really had a bad roommate experience. I mean, him and I like.
Well, it's not necessarily roommates for me, even though Tucker, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like roommates for me. It's like just guys in general. Like in the communal bathroom, my freshman year, like just the stuff you would see. I'm like, I'm not even surprised at this point. Like there's a hairball here. There's like some guy's sandwich right here. Yeah. Some guy left his underwear in the shower. Yeah. Like this and that. Like how do you leave your underwear in the shower? Like did you not put it back on? Like what?
I mean, like it's college. They're probably not sober most of the time. Especially
there you go.
Especially Leo Hall, bro.
Yeah, Leo Hall.
Leo Hall was never sober.
Some madness going on. Always in that building. But it's a great building. Great people.
I loved it there.
I made some of my closest and best friends from college in that building. So I have nothing negative to say about that place.
Yeah, I'm still struggling to come up with an answer because like I'm trying to like put myself back into like my like end of like senior year of high school, like that summer, just like trying to think of like what my expectations were, but like freshman year Zach is like completely different from sophomore year Zach. Same, it's like senior year Zach different from freshman year Zach, different from sophomore year.
Well, senior year Zach doesn't even exist yet.
Well, I'm in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been a senior once.
Copy. Yes.
You're a senior 3 times in life.
High school. College.
Over 65.
I mean, you're old. Yeah. That's
wisdom for you right
That's
there.
or you could be a senior. Well, no. I was gonna say like guys who redshirt, stuff like that, but like that doesn't really count.
Don't ruin it, please. don't.
Okay. Copy.
Bro, I don't really have an answer for you.
Okay.
And like I want to give you an answer.
Yeah.
But like I don't really have like I didn't really have any. Like I don't want to give like a lame answer, just like like the classes were like a lot easier than like I thought, and like it did as I went on. Like my freshman year, first semester, bro, I think I had like a 2.8.
Really?
Yeah.
And
like by
it could like that first semester, I feel like either goes one of two ways. Like you either get a 4.0, and your like idea of college is like skewed for the rest of it. You're like, oh, college is so easy.
Yeah.
And then, like, it just hits you the next semester, or you get hit that first semester and, like, understand, like, okay, college is going to be a bit of an adjustment, So, like, I feel that.
And I got smacked that first semester in both definitions.
Yeah. Happens.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, my expectations, I didn't know what to expect from college, and, I mean, I still don't know what to expect, really.
Right. Here it is. Here you are. 3 semesters away from being done.
As Zion Tordoff told me yesterday, I'm just a passenger.
Wow. Yep. Profound words by the man himself. All right. Zach, it's been amazing having you on. If you want to plug like your social media stuff, go ahead.
I really don't.
Don't follow him.
It's not like don't follow him. I'm not a social media guy. Like there's no point.
Okay.
Yeah, follow Marist basketball managers Twitter at Marist Managers. I run that.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, hey, social media is important for some people.
Yeah, no, I don't post.
Okay. I follow the Marist men's basketball managers. I like that. I like your stuff. You're doing great jobs.
Yeah, I wanted to put a lot more effort into it, but I'm lacking that effort because COVID.
happens. COVID has ruined a lot of things. But don't let it ruin your perspective on life, Zach. You're a good man.
Thank you, T. I appreciate that.
Of course. All right. It's been great having you on. It's been great talking to you. Everyone, if you like this podcast, please subscribe to the podcast. Please please share with your friends, share with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, your grandpa. Anybody else?
Your chickens.
Zach's chickens.
My chickens.
Love it. This has been the Echols Unlimited Podcast. Thank you.